This video is about escalators. One of the funniest and maybe something where you feel really uncomfortable things you can witness is someone using an escalator wrong. There's only two ways to use an escalator. Either you stand on it and it takes you where you want to go, or you stand on it and it doesn't take you where you want to go, and then you move awkwardly up or down and try and somehow move against the direction of where the escalator is turning, and it's really hard, and then the closer you get to the top, the harder it becomes somehow, and then you almost made it, and then you did it, and everyone is looking at you in a weird way. Sounds familiar? Well, that's exactly like the subconscious mind. That's what this video is about. So if you're interested, stick around. Hi, I'm Sven. I'm a holistic performance psychologist with the mission of empowering you with the knowledge and tools necessary to consistently achieve your goals. And I love that you're taking time today to talk about escalators with me and the subconscious mind. Now, picture for a moment this scene that I painted before. Now picture wherever you want to go. The whole floor is not a floor, but rather these are also escalators. They are at airports quite often. I had to Google it, and they're actually called travelators or auto walks. So picture the ground around you and it's moving in some direction and you want to go somewhere. How annoying would it be to have the travelators point in the opposite direction of where you want to walk? How hard would it be to get anywhere, get anything done? Now, it doesn't stop there. It's also with how you feel, it's also with what you see and what you hear and what you taste, everything. Everything has some direction that it's flowing in. That's the default. So instead of seeing how things actually are, you're seeing people as not really friendly towards you, not liking you. They might be smiling, but you don't see that. The only thing you see is when they turn away, just when you look at them. Maybe it's coincident, but you don't think so. In your world, the movement is people don't like you. Maybe the movement with smelling things. You think that this new place you moved to, right? You used to live in the village and now you're in the city and everything just smells terrible. Well, you only notice the things that actually smell bad. All the other times, you're not aware. It doesn't cross your mind. It's not consciously present. This is the world we live in every single element of our worlds, including our thinking. So you might say, well, cool, but my thinking is logical. I'm a logical thinker. No, you're not. We all are not logical thinkers. In some places, we can be with lots of effort, but by default, we are not logical thinkers. There's a whole bunch of things that you could look up regarding this. Biases is a great place to start. So if you're interested in this, just Google bias. Anchoring bias. Beautiful example. Change blindness. Can you overlook a gorilla? Have a look at the video. And actually by saying that, I just primed you, which is another thing, priming, to look for the gorilla. Crazy. So, this is the world. The world turns a certain way. It's not logical, it is prejudiced. There's a default. Now, if you picture this again for a moment, the situation where you have someone walking against the direction of travel on the auto walk or the travelator or the escalator. Would you tell them to walk faster, try harder, get more endurance, lose some weight? Put your best foot forward, just walk faster? No, it's completely illogical. Instead, you would tell them, look, one side is going up, one side is going down. If you want to go down, you take the one that's going down. It's going to make you go faster. If you want to go up, you take the one that's going up. If you take the one that's going up when you want to go down, you have to walk twice as fast, or at least your speed, and then also you have to counteract the speed of the escalator that just wasted energy. Welcome to my world, because that is the exact situation that many people come to me with. I talk to them and they tell me, hey, I want to perform better, I want to have better memory, I want to be able to talk better, do more interesting calculations in my head, whatever there may be. Then when I talk to them, I actually realize that it's not so much their skills that is holding them back. The person can walk, right? They're walking up the escalator. But instead, it's actually that they're taking the wrong escalator. Their subconscious mind, their default, is not working with them, but rather against them. The subconscious mind, just like I painted it, is very powerful then. Incredibly powerful. It does so many things. And it does them consistent, just like an escalator. It's stronger than you. So if you just walk casually, you will never beat an escalator. The escalator is stronger than you, just like your subconscious mind is stronger than you. And it can do a whole bunch of things at the same time. While you're watching this video, you didn't pay attention to your breathing before I told you. And now your conscious mind is paying attention to your breathing. Your unconscious mind was doing that before. Now pay attention to your heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat for a moment. Your unconscious mind is also doing that automatically. Movement, you're sitting. Well, you're not sitting like this, or like this, or like this. There is muscle tension in you. If you were to fall unconscious, right? Fainted. At that point, your muscles would no longer work. And it would be very different from what you're currently experiencing now. So your unconscious mind also is doing all of that. And then apart from all the things I mentioned before, which is controlling your perception and influencing your thoughts. So it's stronger than you. It doesn't tire, right? Because if I would ask you to focus on your breathing for an hour, it would be very, very hard. Your unconscious mind is doing that all the time. Every second until you're dead. Maybe if you're under and getting operated, not, but apart from that, every single second that you're alive. So, powerful thing. We want this on our side. It's very awkward if it's not on our side. Now that that's out of the way, how can you get your unconscious mind to support you, to help you, instead of working against you? How can you be on the right side of the escalator? There's really two things you have to keep in mind here. First one, your unconscious mind doesn't understand superficial things like prestige and all sorts of social dynamics and you gaining money or fame. None of that. Everything that is superficial, everything that is not a primal emotion, it's not interesting. So you want to talk in the language that your subconscious mind understands, which is the language of primal emotions. If you want help of your subconscious mind, don't just do it because your mom told you, don't just do it because your girlfriend wants you to do that, whatever. Do it because of something that is emotional. Because there is anger involved, because there is fear involved, because there is joy involved. Anything that's strong and emotional, that you can feel. It's not about thinking, it's about feeling. If that is the case, your subconscious mind, if you repeat that for long enough, will be on your side and will help you. And you will be on the right side of the escalator. If instead you just do it because it's your job, and your job is your job, and your job is to gain money, and money is another superficial thing, not interested. Because we have this gap in this logic of why we do things. Most of us don't really like our jobs because jobs are not inherently connected to a primal emotion. So we sit there and we want to do something, but our unconscious mind is convinced that we would rather do something else. For example, focus on something emotional like the news, because that is juicy. There is emotion there. That's the first thing, a primal emotion. Second thing is your default, the standard, your programming, which is also based on primal emotion, just from the past. So in the past, maybe you were in a social situation and you were excluded from that social situation because you did something that was weird. Maybe you walked up an escalator the wrong way. Now, in that case, your subconscious mind now is very aware because social situation, being excluded, it felt terrible, it felt like dying. That is something that the unconscious mind can understand. Now the subconscious mind is on your side or is on someone's side trying to protect you from that. So now, years later, in the office, you're constantly checking, am I okay? Is everyone liking me? Am I doing something weird? Is this person looking at me? What are they thinking about me? Constantly. Why? Because your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind, is convinced that this is where the threat is, this is where the emotions are. That's important, right? Your world moves in that direction, the auto walk. These are the two pieces, the two languages your subconscious mind understands. The default programming and then the primal emotions. Now, how can you use this to get on the right side of the escalator? Well, you take where you feel like you're not really on the right side of the escalator, you take that and you associate it with emotion. You tell your subconscious mind repeatedly, look, this thing I'm doing is important. And important means I'm feeling bliss when I do this. I'm feeling amazing when I do this. Or I'm feeling anger when I don't do this. When I mess up. I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling threatened if I mess this up. When you have these emotions, your subconscious mind will take this and do something with it. It will follow the flow of emotions. Positive, more of it. Negative, even stronger. Less of it. Avoid it. It's the first thing you can do. With the second thing, it's really just about rewarding yourself after you're done. Something happened, you achieved something, celebrate it. Really take a moment, don't be modest, and feel great about it. Really feel it. And then maybe even reward yourself physically. Also works to some degree. But that is something that I see a lot in our current culture about modesty and almost being like robots. We achieve something and instead of celebrating, feeling nice about it, having a reaction, we don't have anything. Maybe we have relief. Oh, okay. On to the next thing. Naturally, your subconscious mind will not really flock to this. There is no emotion, there is nothing of interest to your subconscious mind. So these are really the two powerful tools you have here. And when it comes to your default programming, because that is also important, dig deep, find where the emotion is buried. Because something is buried there. If your unconscious mind is constantly defaulting back to that, there is something there. Find the emotion and then you can work with it. But most of the time you need to do some digging before you get to that emotion, because it's been way in the past when something happened that was emotional. You have to dig because your body buried it. And then you can work on that emotion. There is some tips on how to work with emotion in my video on resistance. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, go ahead, check that out. And in the future, I'll also be recording another video on how to really listen to your emotions, deal with your emotions, change your emotions to some degree. So if that's interesting to you, subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.